all right, some of the themes of action research. And that's why I'm telling you all that I'm not an expert at this. It's really getting involved on a political community level. And you might have some questions about this on the NCE, but I really feel like this is something that has to be very personal for you. Action research in times of political upheaval and transition. This may be something that you want to get involved in. State-sponsored research for school reform. I was very involved at the school level in No Child Left Behind. Talking about a reform program. It was a tremendous amount of work. And to be quite honest, I don't think there was enough research done on it prior to initiating it. And so I can see the importance of this. I think they should have done more research because it was a tremendous amount of money, a tremendous amount of work, and it lasted 5 years and then it was gone. So these themes of action should be something that you really do the research before you put it into practice. Action research by governments and school systems to serve reform purposes. What about, they gave an example that English as a second language being included in schools in China. Should they make sure everyone in China can speak English? So this was a reform that someone felt like needed to be done. And so they began to move to get this changed on whatever level they needed to so that English would be taught in all Chinese schools. Aiding local sponsor systematic areas over time. Those are the themes of action research. Some key figures in action research. Paulo Freire, a Brazilian philosopher and researcher, using action research to transform the educational system. Actually, in Brazil, he wanted to make sure that everyone could read and read well. I mean, that sounds very good. Now, whether that's something that falls in the counselor field, again, I think that would have to be something you feel very purposeful and meaning about to be able to get involved in this. Kurt Lewin, we've heard of Kurt Lewin because in child development, he declared action research to be a comparative research on the condition and effects of various forms of social action and research leading to social action. So if I seem kind of hesitant on this, again, it appears to me this is something that becomes very personal. And as a counseling career, as a entirety, I don't think it would be fair to declare that's something that you have to do. I think it would be something that you are motivated to do, to get involved for social action and reform. And then Brenner, his ecological model about the relationship between the environment and human development across the lifespan, and he used a lot of observations. He's also talked about in child development because it's across the lifespan. So if there was something that he felt like that could be changed within the environment that would make a difference in the development of children across the lifespan. I find it fascinating that there are very few new child development theories. Somebody needs to make a new one because I think we're in a situation where children are developing very differently than they did 30 years ago. But I taught that course and I found very few new models on child development. And he's saying if you see something that you feel like would be an action research project that could change the environment at a young age for children that could make a difference across the lifespan, that would be action research. But again, it would be very, very individual. It talks about action research as the first, second, and third person practice. As the first person, I want to get involved into something because it's going to change me. And it's going to change my personal awareness, whether it's something to do with social change, but it's something that's going to make me grow, and it's going to make me stronger, and it's going to make me more aware. Second person focuses on verbal and nonverbal interactions between two or more persons and how they interact around the issue. Now, this would be maybe within the school system, maybe between the principal and speaking with them and saying, okay, I do feel like there's some things that might help here. If you would allow me to do some research to see if I think it might make a difference. And so it's between me and another person, and we're talking about action research. Third person, they are doing third person, emphasizing creating an inquiry within the community. Now, this gets into broader issues: community, state, nation, things that you could get involved in research to show that there should be action. Research comes first. Then showing that there could be action that could really make a difference in the community or a larger entity as a whole. Action research steps. Design and identify the research question. So it's very important to see, what is the problem? Is it a problem? I said maybe the community doesn't think it is a problem. Maybe it's a personal problem, and they don't think it's a problem at all. So you have to design and identify the research question and the problem. Plan the research and identify a research design. I do have a lot of collaboration there to be able to do this. Then you're going to collect the data. You're going to analyze the data. And the last step is you're going to share the data. And by sharing the data, you will begin to put into action your steps to be able to make changes. All sounds really well and good. And they've added this into research for counselors. Again, not an expert in this, have not done this, but it's something that you need to know is there. And it may be something as an individual you feel very strong about, and that you would like to get involved on whatever level that you feel like your action could actually make a difference. So that closes out our lectures. we've covered a tremendous amount of information, and I certainly hope that you have new insight into being a researcher as a therapist.